Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to a midweek kind of like upcoming market summary type report. I've never done one of these before. I generally do a Monday morning report for the previous week. But seeing as how we are in a, I guess, time of the year where the market kind of hits its peak and then begins to kind of just settle down for the summer, because a lot of prominent dealers and collectors and folks like that usually take the summer off. Usually we see kind of like this sleepy kind of time in the coin market. So right now I've identified 5 coins that are currently for sale at what typically is referred to as the end of the busy coin collecting market time of the year, and that's the Baltimore Whitman show. This time it is hosted by Stack's Bowers Auctions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check that out here momentarily. But I have identified 5 coins that, depending on where it settles at, because the actual auction part of it is tomorrow, and a lot of these coins are going to be hitting big numbers, or they may flatline. It's kind of hard to say. This will be somewhat of a temperature gauge in terms of where we're going to be going at once we hit the summer months. All right, so if these coins end up very strong, we could see, conceivably, one of the busier summers that we've had in quite a while. And it's kind of tricky, based off of the price of precious metals and those type of commodities. Usually precious metals and the coin market run hand in hand, and right now PMs are pretty low. Well, maybe with exception of gold, because they're still over $1,000 an ounce. But silver has been very stagnant for the last few years. So before we go ahead and get started on the top 5 coins that are going to be sold this week that look and appear to be big bombs, I wanted to let you guys know, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'm going to be hosting a lot of flash giveaways over the summer. We're talking gift cards, we're talking free silver, and we're talking really cool coins. So if you want to take part in these, go ahead and hit that bell for instant notifications, so that way you'll get the first time access anytime I upload a video. And you never know, it could be a giveaway video. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I'd like to preface this whole top 5 hot coins for the week by showing you a coin that maybe a lot of you didn't even know sold this past month, and it's through the Central States Numismatic Show, hosted by Heritage Auctions. And as you can see on screen here, a 1902 Mid-State 67, of course it's graded by PCGS, full red. As we all know, the early 1900s Indian head cents are extremely common. Millions of them were made, and they are usually the go-to choice for really nice specimens at an affordable price. However, what we have here is a very high-graded example that sold on April 25th of 2019 for $66,000. That is generally unheard of for this type of date of coin. A 1902, is one of the more common dates in the Indian head cent series. All right, it's like collecting 1970s Lincoln pennies. I mean, they're all over the place. So this one I wanted to draw your attention to. I've never seen an auction quite this large in a long time for a regular common dated coin. Okay, the grade plays a huge role in all this, of course, but this is worth mentioning. So we're going to go ahead and go to the actual, splash page of the Stack's Bowers website. We're going to review 5 coins. We're also probably going to splash in a few of pretty notable coins in here as well. Not only modern, but also some of the older vintage stuff. We'll take a look at all of them. But when you go on stacksbowers.com, okay, you're going to get into the splash page, and right there. So the first banner that you see is the official auction of the Whitman Coin and Collectibles Baltimore Summer Expo. This is what caps off the busy season of coin collecting as we go into the summer months. So, typically you would just, click this hyperlink right here, this button, view all lots and bid online. As you can see, they have a number of different lots from the 23rd all the way up to the 29th. So this weekend and next weekend. So, being that it's Memorial Day weekend, a lot of people won't have access to this. Either that or they just really won't care what's going on here. But I really wanted to share some of the listings for you. I actually have it open it into a separate window for you. And first and foremost, let's start out with the Lincoln Cents. Okay, so you have all of the really nice semi-rare coins. The proof 1930s Lincolns are in there. Of course, those are going to sell for pretty good money. So the first one on the list is going to be, actually it's kind of a trio or a quadfecta, if that's even a word. So there's 4 coins I have highlighted here. You have a 1957 that is graded PCGS Mint State 67 red. You have a 57D that is a 67 plus red, also through PCGS. You also have a 58D, which is a really nice high-grade example. Plus, we have another coin that I had talked about in a previous couple videos. It's the 2000 Lincoln Cheerio cent. As you guys know, these were only included in specially marked boxes of Cheerio cereal. All right, so generally the cereal boxes would have nothing but the Cheerios coins in the cart with a little blister, all right, surrounding it. And, sometimes they'll have that dollar, with the enhanced reverse. But anyways, I don't want to digress too much further into that subject because I had already talked about it. But these are 4 coins that I'm using as kind of a temperature check to see where the modern coin market is going to end up at by the time it's all said and done, and by the time the Memorial Day weekend wraps up. We'll see whether or not some of these turn out really well or if they fizzle out in the end. Now, the biggest, most glaring coin out of this group of 4 is obviously the 57D. As you can see, it's a really nice grade. It is an exceptional example. It is currently at $5,500. This could very well be a coin that ends up close to $10,000. As you can see, phenomenal coin. These little scratch marks, by the way, on the coin are actually die scratches. They're not actual scratches on the coin. See this here? This long one that goes into the 5. That is another die scratch as well. So this is another absolutely phenomenal coin. I would venture to guess that if this one hits pretty close to $10,000, this one coin will shake up the entire modern coin market for the summer. Now, why would I go, and really throw out, those kind of odds? Well, it's because there are going to, this one sale right here is going to show the strength of the registry set endeavors that a lot of people are participating in. Okay, are we showing growth? Are there more collectors coming into the registry set part of collecting? It's really hard to say. There are, I believe, like a few pieces that are 67 plus for this particular date. So, well, there it is. There you go. Population of 4, none finer. That means there's no 68s, 69s, and what have you. But this one coin right here, okay, is probably the ultimate temperature gauge for what is going on the Stack's Bowers Baltimore Whitman show. Okay, this coin is an absolute beauty, and you just don't see coins like this that often. We have seen coins in the past few months, that have a lot of buzz going into it and then end up fizzling out toward the end. $5,500 is nothing to sneeze at. It's a lot of money, and I would anticipate this thing to go up even further. So we will know tomorrow exactly where this thing will end. It should be a lot of fun. So that's the 57D. And the 57, that's a mid-state 67, is also another tough date and grade. This one I could foresee selling somewhere in the $3,500 to $4,000 range. We'll see where it ends. Okay, that's another phenomenal looking coin. The 58D is actually pretty common in 67 and up, in a general sense. This one right here will probably end up somewhere in the $1,500 to $2,000 range. And then finally, the Cheerios Lincoln Cent. This could be a big deal. This is a super modern right here. Anything 2000 and up is what I would consider to be kind of the super modern age of coins. And this one coin right here, which has sold on eBay, relatively recent, I think for about $2,500. This one is already at $2,600. Will it go higher? It is the same grade as the eBay example, so it's really kind of hard to say. 68 is the top pop grade at only 6 at this grade level, with none finer. Yeah, it's a tough coin. Again, the only way that you can get these things graded is if you submitted the coin in its original blister card directly to PCGS. Otherwise, they won't know if it's an actual Cheerios coin. So this one is an interesting inclusion. I was more than a little surprised that this one was actually on Stax's website. But this one is going to be one that you guys are going to have to keep a close eye on. So that's those 4 coins there. And actually, I was using the 58D as one, okay, because I said top 5, or the 57D. The 2000 Lincoln Cheerios, and then we also have a couple Jefferson nickels that are especially noteworthy. Those are dimes. Someone went up one too many. All right, so we have a couple here that we should keep an eye out on, and this 51D right here is one such coin that has some legs and some potential because it is a tough grade in full steps. So this one right here is a mid-state 67 FS through PCGS. It's even got some of the, like toning on there, but it looks awkward in a sense that you don't have a whole lot on maybe half the coin. So this might have been a coin in a bag at one point, and then you had one coin overlapping the other, which, effectively kept this one pretty clean on one edge. But this one right here, $2,300, it has a lot of room to grow, a lot of potential. And this one right here is another good temperature gauge of the market for the 1950s full steps Jefferson nickels. Okay, 67 is a really high grade for this coin, and I would be interested in seeing where we end up at here. So this 53 right here is a relatively low grade, but it is a full steps. 1953 is bar none one of the top 5 toughest dates to get full steps on. So this is a 64 with full steps, and it's at $975. So the 4th coin that I want to draw your attention to is actually this 1968S Jefferson nickel. This one graded mid-state 66 full steps through PCGS at $2,600 currently. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the, I think, top either 1 or 2. I don't know if this is number 1 or number 2. I would have to say, oh geez, is it 69S? That's the toughest Jefferson nickel to find with full steps. The 68S right here is beautiful. Okay, I've had objections about how well struck some of these coins are in previous auctions, and then I come across this coin right here, and it just blows me away. So, this one is a top pop with only 4 graded at a 66 full steps. And look at that, it's pretty sharp. I mean, you have just maybe a hair of weakness right here, but I think PCGS graded this one on a little bit of a curve because they know how tough it is to find with full steps. I mean, this is about as close to a proof coin as you will get, but it's a business strike. This one right here, I'm really interested in seeing where it ends up at. if it ends anywhere close to $10,000, that is strong money. Strong money. I just don't know how else to describe it. It doesn't have a whole lot of issues. You know, you have one little tiny nick here on the dome on Monticello, but you know, it's got luster. It's a phenomenal looking coin. I really don't see a whole lot else going on with this coin that I would say, you know, would make it a subpar grading by any stretch. So this is going to be an interesting one because I've always thought that the Full Steps nickel kind of collecting area has been kind of weakening a little bit. So this will give us an idea of how strong Jefferson nickels are in the marketplace right now. All right, so we have a couple more coins I wanted to show you, and they are, let's see, page 10. Here we go. All right, so we have two candy half dollars. Okay, these two right here will kind of test out how the proof coin market is for the 1960s. Okay, I've told a lot of folks in you know the last few years that I feel like that maybe we might be at the top of the market for proof 1960s candy half dollars, and these two listings right here will be kind of a temperature check again for the market. All right, we have two very incredible looking coins, albeit this, let's see here, this 1964 is just a cameo and not a deep cam, although it is a accented hair coin, type 1, which is tough to find. It's tough to find with any sort of frosting on it. This one has just enough that it was designated by PCGS as being cameo. But this coin here, the 67, the fifth coin I wanted to talk about, is the one to keep an eye out on. As we all know, from 65 to 67, the U.S. Mint produced special mint set premium grade coins. As opposed to proof coins, they did something that's kind of a hybrid. Proof coin, business strike coin, mash them together, and then you have this. So to find one with a deep frosted cameo with a contrast of mirrored fields is really tough. This one's at $3,000, okay, with 1 day left to go. I'm hoping this thing will hit close to $10,000. That'll just give us a huge idea of the strength and activity of these special strike candy half dollars, okay? Because I've thought that we're kind of like on the backside of the price curve for these. I thought they've peaked probably either 2017 or 2018. But this one right here, let's see where it ends up at. This is truly, truly marvelous coin. There's 18 in this grade, so there's a few of them out in the marketplace, all probably tied up in some registry set. Not a lot of people know that Candy Half Dollars has a huge, deep, and wide collector base. Some would say, oh man, these things are boring, but not in this case. There are actually quite a few folks that are really into the high-grade examples of not only the business strike coins, but also the proof and special mint sets. I'm sure we will see some pretty good last day action on this coin. Again, the hit target somewhere between $8,000 to $10,000. Let's see where it ends up at. This is the only thing that's scaring me, that pop 18. I don't know if there's enough people that have this coin that they need, that's absent in their registry set collection, that, someone will actually pay this kind of money. If and only if it sells for maybe $5,000-$6,000, then that'll give us an indication that the candy registry set super high-end collections are kind of, they've taken shape and they probably don't need another one of these coins in there. But it's an impressive example, one in which that you probably see one out of every 500 special mint sets out there, so it is undoubtedly one of the toughest coins to find in the modern era. But this, ladies and gentlemen, are the top 5 coins that I feel like are going to set the market on fire or do the exact opposite. Okay, if these things fizzle out and there's no new bids on any of these, then that's gonna give us a really good idea of where the market is heading as we go into the summer. Now, how does this impact not only the summer but beyond, when people begin to come back from vacations and their excursions and they get back into coin collecting sometime in the October-November range? Well, if these coins end up weaker than normal, then that could carry over to the fall months. Okay, we might see lower than expected finalized prices on future coins that are post 1950. It's hard to say. There could be some new coins that we haven't previously seen that'll hit the market that'll kind of make a difference in turning the market around. For those of you out there that have the deep pockets to invest in these type of coins, keep in mind we are still pretty close to the height of the modern coin market. Okay, it's ebbs and flows, so it goes up, down, kind of like a roller coaster. We are at the very top, so if you buy here, you're going to go through a dip, which generally lasts a few years, and then come back up. You might see that that restoration in that value probably in about 5 to 8 years. All right, that's the normal cyclical process when it comes to collectible coinage. Okay, just like precious metals and investing in other things as well. Okay, there's peaks and valleys that's associated with coin collecting. And I am oh so sorry for jabbering on for 22 minutes. Sorry about that, but this is a lot of fun. I love seeing, where these coins end up at last 24 hours. Whether it's Heritage Auctions, David Lawrence, Stax Bowers, Legend Morphe, you name it. I am there usually for the last 6 hours, kind of like refreshing. Where are we at here? Where are we at on this coin? So that way, I can give you some up-to-date information on that market report. But it's been a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Again, feel free to share and subscribe. Would love to hear your comments. What do you think about some of the coins highlighted on the Baltimore Whitman auction hosted through Stax Bowers? Again, right there, check out their website, staxbowers.com. They are one of the top, maybe 5 online auction companies I highly recommend. They put out great product. They do this one big show and a couple other smaller shows throughout the year, but they put out some really gorgeous coins, guys. Like I had mentioned, okay, let's take a look at a few of the vintage while I have you here. So some of these here, these dollars, these drape busts, these are huge in the marketplace. If they're in really good shape, kind of this medium VF, low XF range, these are hot, and they're probably one of the more affordable investments currently, and you just can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And then you have the seeded Liberty dollars. Not entirely my favorite. I'm more of a draped bust, capped bust kind of guy. And then you have the Morgan dollars. You got your proof likes, you got your toners. You got the high-grade mid-80s San Francisco Mint coins that are just absolutely bonkers. But Stax Bowers highlights some of the most gorgeous Morgan dollars I've ever seen. Oh. Take a look at this little quad of toners right here. 86, 86, 86, 86. They all probably came from the same provenance, the same bag. They're all NGC graded. 2 of them are CAC certified, but whew, you know me, I have a soft spot for toned coins, so this this is incredible. So yeah, I also wanted to check out, let's see, page 9, the early $50 issues. Okay, so here we go. I mean, there's VG details with graffiti. That means it's been someone carved their initials or something in there. Yeah, yeah. So, drape bust, $50. Mm. And then it'll tell you whether or not the reserve's been met, which is cool. It's very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Beautiful coins, by the way. Cameo proof, seated Liberty $50. There's nothing more gorgeous than that. I've never owned one. I hope to own one soon, because we're all around for so long. But that one is a phenomenal example right there. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Anyways, I'm not going to keep you guys too much longer. Thank you for all the views and support, as always. Love you guys. And, check it out. For those of you that are giddy about graded coins and stuff like that, then this is for you. It's a real testament to where the market is currently. How about that $66,000 1902 Indian set? That thing is insane in the membrane. I know I'm throwing out all the 1990s sayings out here today, and I'm bound to hear it. But you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys on the next one. And, enjoy this hobby. Keep collecting. See ya.